Hello everybody and welcome to Great Leveler Gaming. I am the Great Leveler and today we're back with another commenting on comments. I know it's been a while, we said we were going to try and do this monthly and it's just not happened. My bad, I've just really not had much time to do recording. But we're back. We're going to do a few commenting on comments because I enjoy doing it and it allows me to elaborate on some of my responses, so we're going to do that now. So the first comment comes from the episode That Scared Me, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ryan had to say, my reaction to being shot with the arrow was similar. Yeah, that totally took me by surprise. I should have known something was coming, but I didn't, and it honestly scared the bejeebus out of me. But it was a lot of fun. So the next comment comes from our Evil Inside playthrough. This one's from episode 2. I'm not scared. And the commenter was Boomer Gaming Kid, and what he had to say is LMAO. Damn, you're right, this shit does look just like PT. I remember playing the demo of PT and it was terrifying. Yes it was. I loved PT. It was just such a fantastic game. I'm kind of annoyed that I hadn't started my channel back then. Obviously I wouldn't have known, but I really wish I'd managed to put that on the channel for you guys because it was terrifying. I actually had a friend round at my house. Do you remember that? Those were the days when people could come and visit you, and we were playing it with the curtains open, the sun streaming in, and we were still terrified. That's how scary that game was. And unfortunately, I used to play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege on my channel. Not unfortunately, I used to play that game. We'll get to that. I used to play it pretty much every day. I played it daily, solid for about a year, and something got corrupted. Couldn't do it. Load it up at all. There was an error kept coming up, and the only thing I could do to get it back up was to basically restart my PlayStation, basically delete everything, factory reset. And I lost PT. I lost my copy of PT, could never download it again, and it has been one of the biggest tragedies of my gaming career, as far as I'm concerned, because I love that game. But Evil Inside was a nice attempt towards being similar to it. Another comment from that same video though is from I apologise if I pronounce this wrong, Nigeluno TV, and he put, bro, you remind me of Markiplier, but I love the gameplay and commentary. Well, that is an amazing compliment to get. Although he did put, but I love the gameplay and commentary, so maybe I'm reminded of Markiplier and he doesn't like Markiplier, I don't know. But either way, to be compared to such a massive YouTuber is an amazing compliment, so thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Well, let's have a look what else we can. So this one comes from our Last of Us playthrough titled Day 3. And it was basically the start of Day 3 in Seattle. And this is from Leechy TV. He's changed his name. We might have known him as Leechy, the one and only. I love the fact that you try and walk away and spare someone in-game and they still force your hand. I kind of feel like the devs put those gentler moments in, not so much to round out the game and flesh out the character, to provide a little hope and then snap it back. Yes, very much so. I actually responded to that comment, and one of the things I put on it was that I was a little bit annoyed almost that the characters, you had to kill them or they would try and kill you. I love that human aspect that they would beg and plead. But I kind of wish that the game would allow me to be merciful, which is what I try to do in game, and maybe that character would go off and, cry in a corner or try and go to the body of one of the fallen and be upset. Because we heard them in game crying out people's names. Oh no, we killed Terry! Kind of thing. I would have loved to see more like After the Dead, someone actually grieving for the fallen. That'd have been a nice little touch, but I get it, and it was like a little thing where you basically are just going through and massacring everyone because you have no option if you wish to live. Although Ellie did put herself in that position, so screw you, Ellie. No, I'm joking. I love that game. I really do. We're only going to do a couple more. I like to keep these kind of short, these commenting on comments, until we get more comments coming in, although we have quite a few recently. But this one is from, again, The Last of Us. This was from episode 24. I know it's a long series. This was from Splitting Up, and Butter225 said, I prefer the episodes to be a little longer, but I understand that it may be hard to do so since you're recording on your phone. Well, actually, the recording on my phone doesn't make a difference because I could... the PlayStation I record for 30-minute segments because I find any longer than that, I'm more likely to have the gameplay jumping, which we do actually experience later on in this Last of Us playthrough. It's really annoying because the PlayStation's not really designed to, I suppose, save as much footage as what I save. So I like to keep my episode 30 minutes long. I like to record, for 30 minutes at a time. But there's nothing stopping me from recording longer episodes. The reason I don't is I make a YouTube channel I think I would like to watch. And I know that a lot of videos I will watch when I'm at work. Not at work, but on my dinner break. I get a 30-minute dinner break. I'll have my phone set up and I'll watch a video, and I like to watch it all the way through if I can. So having a video that's less than 30 minutes is ideal for me. So that's why I try and make my videos 30 minutes or less. Preferably I like around the 20-15 minute mark. The other reason I like to do it like this is because I am still a small YouTuber. We're climbing up, we're nearly at 300 subs, go me, but we're still very small. And I find that if I was to come across a channel that I'm not sure of, I've never seen any stuff before, and I see a 45-minute video and everyone's 45 minutes, I'm like, I don't know if I want to commit to 45 minutes or longer playthroughs. I know, like, for example, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, massive YouTubers, so when they're playing games, they'll play them in an hour and a half segment or 2 hours. And I feel that's a lot to ask of an audience when I'm so small. But we might try it. I think when we get to our Resident Evil 8 playthrough, we're going to try for 30 to 45 minute long videos and see if that makes a difference. And if it doesn't, well, I've not really lost anything out. So we are going to try making longer episodes. But that's that. That was that comment. So thank you again for leaving your comment. I like to do these commenting on comments because I get to elaborate a little bit more on my thinking as well. Okay. So this one is actually from an older video. This is from Resident Evil 2. Now, I was really annoyed at myself. I played Resident Evil 2 as Claire on the channel, and then you unlock a second game mode, and the second game mode you get to see basically if you were playing the second character. So obviously as you play as Claire, you start off and you make your way to the police station and Leon's locked outside the door. When you play it on the second playthrough, you're the one locked outside the door. If I'd have known, if I'd have thought about it beforehand, I should have done the second playthrough as Leon. So I'm really annoyed at myself for not thinking about that. But that's, by the by, it's nothing to do with this comment. I just wanted to put it out there again. But anyway, so this was from our second playthrough of Resident Evil 2. The episode is called Second Run, How Different Is It? I think I might have misnamed this episode because I think it's done really well on the channel. And I think a lot of people are clicking on it expecting it to be an analysis rather than a Let's Play. I put Lev Plays, that's what I used to call my Let's Plays on the channel, so maybe people didn't get that. So maybe that was a mistake on my part. But anyway, that's by the by. The commenter was Jojo, and he had to say, I know this was a while ago, but I have two things to ask. Have you ever played Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation? And if you have, what do you think of it? For me, it's shit and upset me because I feel like I never get to enjoy possibly the best Resident Evil game due to outdated controls. And second, is what the second game exactly is like. A New Game Plus or something completely different. I'm intrigued to play, but I want to know more first. So let's answer both of those questions. First off, no, never played Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation. I barely played it on the GameCube. I got as far as the castle and never got any further. I know, don't shoot me. I really want to play Resident Evil 4. And I am actually tempted to download it on the PlayStation, but we've had a remake of Resident Evil 2. We've had a remake of Resident Evil 3. I don't think Resident Evil 4 needs a remake. And are doing actually a VR version of Resident Evil 4. I was going to do trailer reaction, but there wasn't really enough to react to. So I'm debating whether to get Resident Evil 4 or wait until we get an announcement if there's going to be a remake or not. But I've never actually played it on the PlayStation. But in regards to controls, I know exactly where you're coming from. I played Manhunt. I downloaded that on the PlayStation, and oh my god, it's so clunky to use. I'm used to having being able to manipulate the camera. Can't do that. The turning is so awkward. And I recently downloaded the first Max Payne game because it's just a phenomenal game. I want to play all the Max Payne games, but unfortunately the first one's the only one I've got access to. But that's by the by. And I distinctly remember, was it the PlayStation 3 that started? It must have been, but if not, it was the PlayStation 4 where R2 became the primary trigger for shooting games. And I remember I always just play with R1, shooting and stuff, and it felt like a big mistake to switch it to R2. But now it feels so much more natural having it on the big trigger, and it feels more like a trigger. So I totally get why they switched it to R2, but Oh my days, going back to Max Payne and having to remember to hit R1 to fire. Ooh, yeah, these controls have been changed and updated for a reason, and very, very difficult. So I can imagine Resident Evil 4 being similar. And for those of you who haven't played the second playthrough of Resident Evil 2, it's basically the first half, and well, not even the first half, the first quarter of the game is totally different. You come in from different parts of the hospital, you get a different change of puzzles, see a few new environments, but as soon as you get to that first encounter with William Birkin, the game's pretty much just the exact same up until, I don't know if the last boss changed, but there was an additional boss anyway. But it was good, it was fun, and I wish that they'd done something similar with Resident Evil 3 to enhance the replayability. I think that was a big oversight. I mean, you've gone from having 4 game modes on Resident Evil 2 to 1 game mode for Resident Evil 3. I think that was a big step back. But that's about it. Before we sign off as well, on Resident Evil news, so excited, they've actually done a collaboration kind of thing like they do with Silent Hill with Pyramid Head with Dead by Daylight. So we now get to play as the Nemesis in Dead by Daylight, and you get to play as Jill and Leon as the survivors. Oh, I am definitely going to purchase that, and we're definitely going to have at least an episode on that. I might do some live streaming with it as well, I don't know. But anyway, that was completely unrelated to anything else we're talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed this commenting on comments. Do leave your comments. I do always try and respond to them. And the reason I do this is it gives me a chance to elaborate a little bit more. So with that being said, thank you very much, and I'll see you all on the next episode coming soon. Bye. Hi guys, you made it to the end of the video, so I guess that means you like what you saw. And if that is the case, well then don't forget to hit that like button down below, because not only does it tell me you like what you saw, but it tells YouTube, and that's very important. Now, of course, whilst you're there, if you want to leave me any comments, then do feel free to do so. And of course, why don't you subscribe, and then you'll not miss any future videos on the channel. Speaking of videos on the channel, why don't you check out these while you're at it? And I'll see you all on the next episode coming soon. Bye.